Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of tips and tricks for Ark Survival Evolved and Ascended. Most of them apply for Ascended, but some of them do apply for Ark Survival Evolved. So hey, sit back, grab a cup of coffee, and let's jump right into this. Alright, the first one we're going to discuss is going to be the custom recipes. Then what you want to do here is you want to take and you want to craft a note. Once you have that in your inventory, you don't have to put any text in here. You just make sure it's in your inventory. Go over to this right here, and then you plop it inside of here. Once you do, this make recipe button will highlight, or it will actually show up. It won't even be there if you don't have the note inside of the cooker. Now, you can do this inside of a cooking pot or an industrial cooker. Whichever one you have available, I would recommend the industrial cooker, but, you know, you can go with whichever one. Now, what you want to do, go through, fine-tune whichever thing that you want. You can even set up the colors for each individual thing, and then you can go through, you can rename it, and then you can set the description. And then once you actually have the different ingredients inside of here, say we want to put some meat and stuff in there, what you're gonna do is you take and then you put the cooked meat right there, and then you make the recipe, and then you'll have this stuff right here, so you can determine exactly what all goes in here. In my experience, having just 5 cooked meat, whichever ones you want in there, actually makes a really good one. Just make sure that you use a mind wipe tonic and then also a focal chili. Really get that crafting skill stat really pumped up there for whenever you're doing this. That way there, and you can only have to do this once. You can craft a whole bunch of food going through your playthrough, and you'll have it whenever you need it, and then you'll be able to have the recipes where you can craft up as many as you want whenever you want. It's an amazing system. Over on the wiki, there's a long list of different things that you can add to your custom-made recipes. I would encourage you to go through, experiment, whichever you want. Some will add health, some will add stamina, others food, others will add water, and yeah, they'll make it so it weighs a lot more. In my experience, adding some cooked meat, specifically 5 cooked meat, makes it really easy to craft whichever one you want, and then you can go from there, whichever playstyle you so decide. So my normal one would be 5 cooked meat, a couple of stem berries to give me a little bit of stamina kick whenever I need it, and then yeah, and then granted that also does pertain to the water as well, and you can add a few more things to the water to add a few more things to it. Another good one is dodo eggs are actually really good for it. So go through, experiment, make a few things. Just remember, mind wipe first, use your focal chili, and then go through and craft whichever ones you want. Use an entire play session or a session, a part of a play session, to go through and pick and choose exactly what ones you have. Make sure you have a storage box next to you, and then whichever cooker you're going to be using, the camp cooker or the industrial cooker. That way there you can make all the recipes that you want, and yeah, hey, hope that helps you out. All right, the next thing we're going to be talking about is more specifically about these little theories, but we're going to be talking about breeding. Now, breeding is kind of a video all unto itself. Now, there are certain things to keep in mind when breeding. You notice that these dinos right here, these theories are not the exact same number. Yes, but these right here are the 2 parents. Now, the only stats that I cared about when breeding on these was the health and the melee damage, because these are eventually going to be boss dinos. So, yeah, I'm not going to be writing them, so the other stats really don't matter. I do have another one that is going to be my daily driver if I decide to use one of them, but having a bred one, once I eventually got the stats that I wanted to, this right here, the melee damage and the health combined onto the 2 different dinos, not that one, this one right here, then I didn't need to actually go and, oh, that one has got an accident imprint on it. I didn't need to go and breed any further, or at least with the initial ones. So when setting up your breeding, what I'm saying is, so if you go with your initial breeding and you want to have your dinos with all the exact same stats no matter what, then breed up the male and female until you get a female with the stats that you want, and then breed the male to that one until you get a male from that pairing that has the exact same stats you want. once you have homogenization of all of the stats that you're looking for, then you can breed those 2 babies once they're fully grown up until you have just a whole army of all the different ones. But in my case, I don't care about the other stats, and this right here saved me a ton of time when it came around to breeding the different dinos that I wanted. So all I cared about was the health and the melee. All the other stats are just numbers to me. I don't care. I mean, this thing could have 0% oxygen for as much as I care. Matter of fact, I would actually kind of like that because it would lower the overall number, the overall level. Now, once I had the health and the melee damage up and going on that, then it was go time. Then I have these 2 right here. I've got a female right here, and I've got a male right here, and every single baby that they give me will have that exact same health and that exact same melee. You can use that for the other stats if you'd like. A lot of people do. I don't do that, or at least I didn't do it on this time because it saved me a ton of time when it came around to breeding. All right, this next one I want to talk about is checking the loot that you get. Because when you're out and about on your adventures, you're going to end up getting loot. That's just part of what ASA is and ASE. You're going to get loot. I would recommend that you check it because the only difference between a default crossbow and a default bow is the default bow starts out with a smaller base. This right here actually has a 75% buff over what the bow has. So this right here has a base damage of 20. This has a base damage of 35. Everything that you fire off them will be is a formula that comes off of those that is determined by the base damage. So if you go out and about and you see, say, like, well, there's not going to be much between a primitive bow and a regular crossbow, because other than this is going to hit for less, this right here is going to hit for 75% more. But say if you get like this right here is going to start actually overwhelming this, because once you bypass the 75%, you're going to actually start being off in new territory. So if you don't get any like looted crossbows or anything like that, these bows can actually be really good until actually when you start getting things like this monster right here. This thing right here will outdo a crossbow of about 200% damage. So yeah, pay very close attention to that. And then also another thing that I would recommend doing is coming over to a training dummy, or, well, have a training dummy in your base, just so where you can run tests like this, so where you can just load up a regular bow, and then you can get comfortable with the default. So that's 54 at a full pull. This right here at a full load, bam, 94. Okay, so then we get into a little bit more. This right here is trank arrow with through a crossbow. Bam. All right, remember, it also has the dot, and the dot actually adds some more stuff. This one right here, better than all 3 of them. So yeah, pay close attention to the quality of your loot, and also set up a training dummy just so where you could test these things on there, because if I wouldn't have tested, I wouldn't have known. I mean, yeah, I've got crossbows, and I've got some pretty decent crossbows. This bow right here, this thing is actually amazing. So if I were to just let this sit inside of a storage box because I have crossbows that are better, I would be doing myself a really big injustice. Another thing about it is whenever we're out and about, say if we get like a 200 damage crossbow, a 215 damage crossbow, those are great, but I have to repair those inside of a smithy. Whenever I'm out and about, I have to pay very close attention to their durability, and then in the middle of something, it could break. I have to come back to a smithy. Things like this, I could just repair this in my inventory no matter where I'm at. And it's actually kind of cheap. I mean, really. So that right there, just alone, is pretty huge in my opinion. Throughout the years, I've kind of learned that things that you can repair in your inventory have an extra added bonus. That right there is a perk for using that specific item, because of there's a lot of times where flak armor and certain upgrades to armor are really helpful, like doing certain boss fights and such like that. But say I just want to play the game and not have to worry about running back to my base all the time, I just collect cloth. I mean, through my adventures, I collect the best pieces of cloth that I can, and then I just use them as my standard regular armor. This right here, I have 174 armor just with this. Plus, also, it provides cold resist and some heat resist. I mean, combine that with 40 fortitude that I've got here, and it works out really, really well. All right, this next thing, what I want to say is wear the things that, you know, make the gaming easier. Don't try to work against it. Just because you've been online, you've seen people run around in flak armor, that doesn't mean you have to do it all the time. All right, what I'm saying about armor is, yeah, flak armor has its place. Its stuff is good. Its stuff's really good. The only times I'll ever really wear flak armor is when I know I'm going to get hit hard. That is it. In certain caves, I will wear that. In, like, a boss fight, some boss fights, I will wear flak. Most of the time, I stay away from that stuff. It's just, you have to repair it in the smithy. You can't repair it in your inventory. And a lot of times, it's more hassle than it's worth. When it busts, you're screwed. You have to run back to the smithy and repair it, unless if you're carrying like 2-3 sets of armor in your inventory, which sometimes is actually kind of required, but you need to figure out when those times are necessary. It's most of the time not, unless if you're doing full-on PvP all the time. Then it's a lot more necessary than it's, you know, than it's not. But most of the time, you're just out taming things and stuff like that. Find something, find a pair that you, suit of armor that you can repair in your inventory, and trust me, it will save you so much time, so much headache, so much problems, so much everything. Yeah. Armor that you can repair in your inventory, that right there should actually be a little statistic on there. It should, honestly, when you look up like this, it should have a little perk on the bottom. Can be repaired in inventory. It's huge, it's massive, and it will help you out quite a bit. Alright, finding high-level tames. High-level dinosaurs to tame. Well, one of the easiest things I can recommend to you is... so, if we're going out here, and then we're spying this guy right here. So, he's level 60. This one right here is level 10. This one right here is level 110. That's actually not bad. 75. And then there's another stegos somewhere over here. But these guys aren't very good. So we want to get rid of them. Well, what you want to do is, instead of just going around and spending your entire day searching and searching and searching for that level 150, find a spot where you know the things will, where they spawn. And then all you have to do is go through and just clear all of these guys out. And then come back to this, leave the area, come back in a few moments, and then wait for them to respawn, and then there's going to be a whole new slew of different ones over there waiting for you when you get back. I picked a fight that I probably shouldn't have here. Alright, so now that we've got all those ones cleared up, and I swear I did not have to repair my armor, yeah, now they're going to start respawning, and then now we've already got some ones with different levels. So this one right here, this one's completely new. That was level 10. Can't all be winners, but yeah, all of them here that are going to respawn are going to be different levels. And also, sometimes you'll get a different mix of things. Oh yeah, and then, so just find a spot where you know that the certain dinos that you want are going to spawn, clear them out, and then come back to them, go to another area, clear out another area that you know they spawn, and then go, and then, thank you, and then go back to it, and then see what ones have respawned in their place. Because things in Ark Survival Ascended, they generally do respawn rather fast. There's certain places on Ark Survival Evolved that spawn faster than others, but Ark Survival Ascended, some of them do respawn faster, but not nearly as much as in Ark Survival Evolved. So yeah, pick a couple spots, clear them out, and then come back, and then chances are that you will eventually get your high-level dinosaurs that way. That's what I do, and it's been working out for me for quite a long time. You know, I just have no idea what's going on with Tapejara. But hey, back to the video. And also, if you find yourself liking the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Also, consider subscribing. Do it for the Tapejara. He's really confused. Alright, and then this next one is going to be taming pens. So if you're out and about and you see anything, well, we'll cover that here in a sec. But normally, my theory is always have a taming pin on hand. Normally, I carry one inside of whichever shoulder pet I intend on taking out. My shoulder pets, I normally load up with a whole bunch of different things. Right now, I've got a bunch of the anniversary event cakes on here. I keep kibble in his inventory. I keep algae, a little bit of cooked lamb chops, some healing brews, some food so he doesn't eat all all the rest of the stuff, extra berries, stuff like that, but also taming pens. All right. Also, I also always keep all my additional treasure maps inside of his inventory. My plan is for him never to die, so yeah, plan accordingly. But yeah, I always keep a spare taming pen inside his inventory. Not only does he give me weight reduction, he also gives me a taming pen whenever I need it. Also, make sure that you have a taming pen built up somewhere around your base. That way there, if you're ever out and about and you see something that you can just slide down and, you know, kind of pick it up, you can just take it back to your base, throw it in here, and then knock it out, and then go about your merry way in your base while this guy is taming up. That way there, you can tame whatever, you know, just knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Quite literally. All right, so for this next one, have you ever been playing on a different map or on a map, and you want to use the engrams from a certain map, but you don't have them unlocked? Or you play on a different modded map that you get it installed, and you're like, why can't I access any of these engrams? Well, there's a quick and easy way of doing that and enabling them. So here I am on the island. If I wanted to learn aberration stuff, I could. If I want to learn extinction stuff, there we go. It's right there. Now, how you do this, just make sure that you have the map that you're wanting to install the engrams from installed on your game. And sometimes that still won't do it. What you need to do is just log in to that map. Just go onto it. Don't even create a character. Go onto the character creation screen and then immediately back out. And then that will enable all of your engrams to be learned anywhere on any map. And it works out quite well. Alright, so this next one is going to be about the taming tracker. This thing right here, I would recommend that you absolutely use it. Now what you do, just open up your inventory, and at the very top where you see this little dino footprint and the plus sign, click that. Now this right here will allow you to track just about everything in the game. Well, everything in the game that is your tribe or anything that is owned by you. So, say if you want to track all your baby creatures that you're ended up growing up, well, it'll appear right here. I've got none growing up right now, but say just the carnivores. Bam, it'll auto-sort them for you. If you want to just do all tames in progress, these is right here. So if you're taming something, it'll pop up right here. You just click the icon, and then you can track it wherever. So if you lose anything when you're out taming, it'll just show up. Also, from the taming tracker, let me see. Let me search for, oh, hold on. Here, all tames. And then we will go, say, this Theory mount right here. The one that I tamed up for I bred up for a possible mount. Now that we've got this tamed, we can actually just look at that, put it in the center of our screen, and it'll kind of highlight all of a bunch of different things. Now, if you are taming something, it'll highlight their torpor and their food, so where you can look at them from a distance just to see how well they're doing and how easily they're taming. It's a really good thing to do, and I would recommend learning all about this. Now, also, if you're playing with a group of friends, and you want to, track any of your teammates or allies, since I'm playing on single player, none of them show up here. I've got no friends. Right, so if you are playing with a group of friends and you want to know exactly where they're always at and they're in your tribe, you could just just go track by this or sort by this, and then you could track them. This is a really good way of knowing a whole bunch of different things. Also, if you're out and about and you're afraid of getting lost, another thing that you can do is just track something that is back in your base. So say like the Tapajara who's got brainworms, I can just track him so I know always exactly where the brainworm dude is at my base. So where if I get lost when I'm out and about and I'm running around, I know where base is always. Alright, say we're wanting to move a whole bunch of different stuff. Well, say we just finished clearing up a whole bunch of stegos on the backside of my island, and I want to transfer all this meat, say, the taming trough. But I don't want to go like this for every single one. Well, it's pretty easy, actually. So all you do is press the C button, or the T button, and then you're able to transfer things very, very quickly. Now, it's the X on PlayStation and the A on Xbox, but all you do is just transfer it super, super fast. Very, very easily. Just like that. Enjoy. Alright, so say I'm this far away and I want to whistle one of my dinos to come get me. Say I've fallen off a cliff, or I've fallen, or I just can't get up somewhere, or I need something, but he's too far away for me to whistle. Well, if you actually use the spyglass, you can whistle And yeah, he was actually within range. But yeah, the spyglass will actually extend your whistle range. All you do is just highlight it over it. So it's like that. And then it'll come to you. You can whistle it to do all sorts of different things. All you do is just spyglass, and then you whistle. It extends your whistle range. It's actually really, really helpful tool. I use that one a lot. All right, now this last one I want to talk about is, well, this was actually kind of simple. So you'll notice I don't unlock all of my engram points. One of the key things is you never know what you're going to need. So I would only recommend unlocking the ones that you think you're going to use or the ones that you need at that moment. That way there, you end up going through and you don't end up running out of engram points as you level up. I would recommend only learning the ones that you need. So say early game I tamed an iguanodon, I learned the iguanodon saddle. I did not need the Megalosaurus saddle because I looted one, so that would have been 20 wasted points just kind of sitting there. I don't need any of these, so I would recommend, there's no reason for me to actually learn those. So yeah, I would recommend don't learning all the engram points as you're leveling up. Only use the engram points that you absolutely need. If you don't need it, don't learn it. Just because it's there doesn't mean it's like some sort of a level up cost or anything like that. Yeah, it's not. So, just like I said, only learn the ones that you absolutely need. And then when you run out of them, don't be afraid to use a Mind Wipe tonic. Yeah, it's going to suck, to relearn some of those things. But if you do learn a Mind Wipe tonic, only relearn the ones that you need. So, yeah. All right, anyway, so that's going to do it. A bunch of tips for you. I hope these helped you out a little bit. There are a bunch of the ones that I learn that I use on the day-to-day basis when I'm streaming or recording or, basically, or just playing the game. So, hey, I hope they helped you out. And, yeah, make sure leave a like down below, subscribe, and until next time, this is Phlinger, and take it easy, everybody.